Hi, I'm Angela with the Dinosaur Omelet. We have a small homestead here and we focus on doing different things to produce our own meat and eggs and vegetables in the garden. We value producing healthy food as much as we can with the space we have. And we also love to encourage other people to do the same, to learn skills and husbandry of animals, raising animals, growing vegetables, brings the family together, improves quality of life. If you're new to our channel, please subscribe, like the video. So usually we like to raise our black Australorp chickens. It's a heritage breed, so it's an older breed. They're known for the hens laying a lot of eggs, a lot of nice large eggs, and the roosters being a nice size to be able to process at around 5 months of age. And normally we hatch them out, we produce our own chicks, and we add to our layer hens with new hens, and then we'll process the roosters. So that gives us fresh meat. We have a meat program to do that, and fresh eggs as well. That process, because it takes 5 months for them to get of age to process, there are lots of different heritage breed chickens available. They're usually older, they've been well developed throughout generations to produce nice formed bodied chickens to grow for meat, or also produce many eggs with the hens. Being a heritage breed, that means it does take months to grow them out. It could be anywhere from 5 to 7 months depending on the breed and the size of the bird. The reason I like to grow heritage breeds is because they're reproducible. I can reproduce them myself. I can have my hens lay eggs, hatch chicks, and then it's like a cycle that keeps going. I just plan out my seasons of growing the chicks out. This year, I wanted to change things up a bit and go with a breed that would be faster for growing, specifically for meat. So now this is where the Cornish cross comes in. Broiler breeds, there's several different types of broilers. We are specifically focusing on Cornish cross. They have been bred and designed to grow rapidly for meat, not for egg production. So when people buy broiler chicks, the purpose is to raise them out a certain age in weeks, process them for their meat, and then that's it. And then you have to rebuy the chicks whenever you want to do this. This year I wanted to do a faster program and work with a smaller group of birds. Broiler birds, broiler chickens, they get quite large. They can get quite large. So if you grow them out a little longer. That's why I opted to buy the Cornish cross chicks. Now, what's a Cornish cross chicken? A Cornish cross is what it sounds like, a cross between two breeds of chickens. One breed is called a Cornish and the other is called a White Rock. So the two breeds are crossed together and the chicks produce the large, fast-growing broilers that we're familiar with. Now, for the customer, the person buying Cornish cross chicks, they're not reproducible on our end because it's a cross between two breeds. And when you're growing them out, they grow so rapidly that they're processed before maturity. Typically, they're processed anytime between 6 and 10 weeks. It depends on your preference in the size of the finished bird. The Cornish cross is a lower energy breed, and they're not going to be moving around and running and as active, even as young chicks, all throughout their entire life. They're lower energy in comparison to like layer breeds or standard size breeds. They are nice even in a smaller setting, like a small homestead or plenty of space to grow, because they're quiet. They're processed before they hit maturity, so males are not going to be crowing, hens won't be laying eggs, so they're very quiet. Now I'm going to be sharing with you the journey of growing these birds out week by week and show you the size difference per week. And because I'm going to do that, I want to explain to you our personal goals as to what I anticipate and what my decisions were in the number of chicks I chose. I chose to get 8. My goal is to have one small group grown and then processed from the season of the spring into early summer, and then I want to grow another small group at the end of summer and process in early fall. Total, I want to have 12 birds to put in our freezer, 1 per month for the next year. These guys, they can get quite large if you raise them out to 10 weeks. We like to have them to process them, cut them in half, and then it's almost like 2 normal sized chickens. They're so big if you raise them out till 10 weeks. Some people like them at 6 weeks, so it's a nice small bird. So with that goal in mind, that makes me happy to raise these birds for this year, because that means I can work with 2 small groups, and they'll be lower energy, and they don't need as much space as my larger group of heritage breeds would need. So I'm excited to do 2 small groups to accomplish my goal of 12 birds. Instead of having 1 big group, having them in 2 small groups will be less feed, time, and energy. Also, once it's time to process them, that whole task for us won't be so time consuming and draw on our energy, because it'll be a smaller group. So we went with 8 chicks for the first group, the goal of being 6, and then having 2 extra in case something happened during the growth process. If one were to be lost due to a predator or something like that, we'd have 2 extras. And if all 8 make it to processing day, then we have extra to share with friends and family. Now, time of year does matter. It is important to grow them when it's not super hot. So if you can, for the small homesteader, backyard people like ourselves, to grow them in the cool of the spring into early summer. If you do end up in the full hot of the summer, then you make sure there's plenty of shade and water available for the birds. And then of course, the end of summer into fall, when the temperature is getting cool again, works great. So I'm going to be sharing with you the whole journey of these chicks growing week to week, what they look like as they grow, and our experience with them. The next video will be on the chicks in the brooder and how they're different in the brooder than standard layer breeds. So stay tuned, subscribe, like the video. If you guys have any questions on raising these birds, or if you're thinking about raising them, let us know. But thanks again, you guys, for watching.